What's going on, guys? So typically on this channel, I review higher end, I would say mid to higher end true wireless earbuds, right? There's people that are out there that are looking for the latest and greatest cutting edge, top of the line features, amazing sound, active noise cancellation, wireless charging, all the frills and everything, but they're willing to pay the price for those features. And I think what happens is after I do enough of those, typically I've passed over a very important subsegment of the true wireless earbud area, and that is budget wireless earbuds. And so today I want to throw a little bit of love to the people out there looking for a budget pair of true wireless earbuds, whether that be to replace a pair, just kind of dip your toes into true wireless for the first time, or maybe you're in that gift giving mode and you want to save a couple bucks, but get somebody something that's pretty darn nice. And today we're going to be checking out the JVC Gumy Mini True Wireless Earbuds, a budget pair of true wireless earbuds that I think is actually worth your dollar. But before we jump into any of the details on these guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is JDubb, and I'm here to help you guys make a better tech buying decision. Now, with that said, let's check them out. Now, as we typically do, let's start off and talk about the design of the case and the earbuds themselves. So first things first, definitely going to give this the small pocket certified because they do have a very smooth kind of pebble style case. It's completely smooth on all sides. It's going to slide in and out of your skinny jeans, your pockets, your zippers, your pouches without any problem whatsoever. So definitely small pocket certified, which is great. Very basic case. You got JVC branding on the outside. This is the blue version of the JVC gummies. And so basically you're going to find that it's fully just a solid color. You do have one LED indicator on the outside, which will flash when it's charging to show you that it's charging status. And they do have USB-C charging on the back, which is great. A lot of budget earbuds coming onto the market still have micro USB, so it's great to see that JVC stepped it up to get that USB-C on these guys. Now, the earbud itself is also no different. It is very low profile, very basic, very straightforward. It is all one single color, except the JVC branding on the outside is white. Outside of that, you have one LED indicator on here that's going to show you connection status, and when it's in the case, it's going to show you that it's charging. Outside of that, very, very low profile, very small, very lightweight. When you put these guys in your ear, you almost don't even realize that they're there. They're super, super light. They kind of sit flush. They're very low profile, so when you're walking around, you don't have a big thing popping out of your ear. Very, very streamlined, which is a great look. The other thing that's awesome is that they use a silicone gel ear tip on these guys. So it's very, very smooth, very soft. And what's nice is that it seals in your ear really well. That perfect circular design, for me anyway, seals my ear perfectly. So the passive audio reduction is fantastic. So definitely going to give these guys the Good Seal Award on these because they fit really well. They hang in there really tight. I've been testing these for a couple of weeks now and just going outside, doing activity, never falling out. So they hang on pretty well. So if you're going to the gym and things like that, you should be good to go. So now to throw out a few of the specs on these guys, you got Bluetooth 5.1, which is awesome. That's the most up-to-date, most recent Bluetooth technology. So 5.1 on deck, which is great. You have IPX4 water resistancy. So a little bit of rain, a little bit of sweat, you're going to be good to go, which is great. Definitely not wanting to submerge them or wear them into a steam bath. But for the most part, they're going to be water resistant for everybody's, I would say, everyday purposes, right? On top of that, you do have touch controls, which is fantastic. There's no wireless charging. There's no active noise cancellation. But again, we're talking about a budget pair of true wireless earbuds, so we shouldn't expect that at all here. And we don't really need it. If you're getting these, you're looking for just a functional pair of true wireless earbuds, and they definitely get that done. As far as battery life goes, you're looking at about 15 hours total on the entire system. 6 hours of battery life on a single charge with an additional 9 hours of battery life with the case. 15 hours, not the greatest performance, but you have to take into consideration price, the size, and the weight of the overall package. Super, super light, both on the earbuds and on the case. 15 hours is still a lot of listening time. I think listening to that, in a straight session would be very hard to do. So this probably, for me at least, should last me 2 to 3 days listening on my regular listening schedule while I'm working. So 15 hours, again, not the best, but it does a great job, especially at the price point. So now let's talk about perhaps the most important part, right? And it's how does the sound sound? Okay, so first of all, sound, we're going to talk about it in two parts. One, microphone quality. These guys have microphones built in. They're not the best microphone out there. Okay, I will definitely say if you want something that's going to be specifically for phone calls, getting on conference calls, using it at work, making sales calls, things like that, It's functional, but it's not the best experience. I ran it through my excruciating microphone test, AKA a phone call with my wife, and she was a little less than impressed, I will say. We had the conversation just fine. She could hear me clearly. Everything worked out well. I just felt a little distant to her, a little echoey in the grand scheme of things. But at the end of the day, guys, again, very budget pair of true wireless earbuds. So I would say this, it does do calls. It does them enough to make them work, but they're not stellar. So again, if you're looking for something that is specifically focusing on making phone calls, these may not be the ones for you. But sound quality, like true actual music sound quality, now that is where these actually do perform. Now, I don't know if you know this, and this is a little candid bit of information. I'm 37 years old, right? So I've been in the game, not super long, but long enough to know that JVC has been around forever, okay? In sound, speakers, headsets, I think they made Walkman at one point, if you even know what a Walkman is, anti-skip, all that kind of stuff. Back in the day, JVC has been around. They know how to make audio equipment. They're not new to this space. And I'm happy to say that even at a budget price point, they made a pretty solid banger pair of true wireless earbuds at that budget range, which is, it's sometimes, especially when you compare it to some of the other stuff on the market, is definitely a feat. So with sound quality in mind, right, they do a pretty darn good job across the board, okay? I have tested these for hours, and so far, I have not been needing anything additional. Bass, definitely present, okay? These are definitely on the bass heavier side. This is typically what we find in the budget price point with true wireless earbuds. They usually lean towards the bass, and that's no different here. However, I didn't feel that they dragged the highs and the mids too far down. They're definitely a warmer sounding pair of true wireless earbuds, meaning that bass kind of does make the highs a little bit less sharp and crispy, a little bit more rounded off there. And so what happens is that your music just has a warmer feel across the board, but not so much to where it ruined songs, right? There are some out there that I've tested where you listen to a song and you're like, that's almost not even the song that I remember, right? I don't even remember it sounding that way. I didn't get that feeling here. So JVC definitely threw in some bass. These guys bang pretty good. They can hit you with some pretty good bass. One thing I will mention, volume level, I have typically on the more sensitive side of hearing, right? I usually live in about the 70% battery or volume range. On these guys, I was at maximum every single time, every single song, every single track. So I definitely wish we could get a little bit more volume out of them, but still, they perform pretty darn well from across the board sound, regardless of what type of genre you're listening to. I was very, very happy across the board. Now, one last thing I do want to mention, and this was interesting, and it stood out to me, which it doesn't always with earbuds, and I don't know why, but listening to voice-only tracks, so audiobooks, podcasts, things like that, where it's just more of a narrator's voice, this added a very nice level of warmth to the sound. Meaning, listening to these, it just added a little bit more color to the people's voices, right? Typically, what I find is when you're listening to voice-only tracks, so audiobooks, podcasts, things like that, where it's really just somebody talking, sometimes these earbuds push that up into the highs a little bit too much, making the sound a little bit too artificial. And I feel like the JVCs actually did a pretty good job. So these could be more of a dedicated podcast listening pair of earbuds for me. I really, really enjoyed it. And again, I'm not sure why that stood out to me with these, but it did. And so there you go. So at the end of the day, I definitely can recommend these if you're in that budget price point range, okay? I think as far as everything that you get, as far as design, sound quality, battery life, all that stuff, everything considered, I feel like they're priced almost perfectly. I think JVC did a great job with their pricing point. And if you're curious what that is, hit the link down in the description below. You can head over to Amazon to see the current pricing. There's 5 different colors to choose from over there as well. So you have a lot of options to kind of cater them to your specific look. But I think from a feature spec standpoint, quality standpoint, JVC nailed it with their price point. And as a budget pair of true wireless earbuds, I would definitely give these a solid recommendation for whether you're just trying to dabble in in true wireless earbuds, you're trying to figure out if that's something that you like. Maybe you want to replace with, a little interim pair to kind of replace a really expensive pair. Or especially as we head into that gift giving season, these would be a great stocking stuffer, especially because the packaging is very compact and will fit in the stocking very, very well. So definitely some things to consider. But as usual, I'm always curious to hear what you guys guys think. So let me know down in the comments section below if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I try to reply to as many comments as I can. And also, before I let you go, if you like this review, if you like this video, if you've seen other videos of mine and you enjoy the content, please just consider giving the channel a subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. It just lets me know where you guys are at. If you guys are liking it, I'm gonna continue doing it. If you're not liking it, I'm gonna stop. No, just kidding, I probably won't. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. And as usual, I'll see you in the next review.